HOD Lab.
Welcome everybody to the Method Lab, to the METHOD Lab. All right, we made it to the end of the week, Roxy.
Yes.
So
I'm missing Larry. I'm sure we're missing Larry, but we made it to Friday.
sure
Yes.
He's at home looking out the window, crying a tear.
Dito.
Oh, man. But thank you for joining us.
For sure.
Yeah, it's always fun to have a conversation, especially when it's somebody different.
Right. It's
You know,
always
'cause
exciting.
It's always a different perspective. You know. So anybody call, text 414-502-9447. We are on www.1025mke.com. There we go. Let me turn this down. It's a process.
I know.
Process to get set up.
I'm behind on the boards with, learning, and I'm just like, whoa, and
Yeah. It's not a lot. It's once you get what things are and how to pretty much get to them, it gets pretty easy. But
I think since it's my first, or second week of doing it, and then we changed the setup too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm like, okay. Oh man, I think that's what happens when you get older. Your sponge isn't as spongy anymore.
Yeah, you gotta keep that bad boy moving. If not, it's just you just lose it. Like me, I want to pick up an instrument, but I couldn't. It was hard for me when I had the time and the brain power to do it. Now I'm gonna see what dried up cells I can bring back to life.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I definitely. I'm such a different person with my music. I love polka. There's just no way to be upset with that. It's like dun, 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 dun. It's just too much to be going on to be sad. And so I've always wanted to learn the accordion.
Okay.
But man, let me tell you, I could video game like nobody's business. Tell me why I cannot use both hands to squeeze box, with the accordion.
Yeah, and have a.
The timing and
Yeah.
But I'll run through my, I love Witcher 3. That's what I'm playing right now.
Okay.
I can do that probably with my eyes closed. Seriously, if I'm fighting with longer,
Yeah, all the combos.
Right. Oh my goodness.
So you're big into gaming? Do you have a channel? Are you gaming in that? Or are you just
Oh goodness. So when I say gaming for me, I am not a first person shooter type person. I like to see my guy running around and stuff. I have to see that. It's just because I get headaches. It's very weird. I like magic games, magic type, because my favorite right now is besides The Witcher is Dragon Age of Inquisition.
Okay.
And that one I play a lot. And again, it's all magic. Those are the type of games. I'm not a Call of Duty.
Yeah. How close are you, since you say you play Witcher? Have you seen the Netflix series?
Oh yeah.
What do you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think it's amazing. The origin story, I'm not sure if you know where it's from. It's from a Polish man that made it's a book. It's like a book or comic books and stuff. He made it, and it was originally Polish. And it just spiraled from there and got such a huge following. And did you get a chance to watch Witcher?
I watched. I've never played the game.
Okay.
But Larry's played the game, and so he's like, it's this, it's that. I'm like, oh shit, all right. I didn't know it was cool. But the story is cool. I like Superman. He's a good actor.
Yeah, I can never say his last name right, but I think it's Henry Cavill, or whatever. Yeah, he's pretty cool. But yeah, I think just knowing where it originally comes from and then seeing it as The Witcher, and I mean, that man, he actually got really buff for that, buffer than he did for Superman, which I think is unbelievable because Superman's supposed to be, Man of Steel, but it's a really good show. I appreciate it. I can't wait for season 2. And the game, I will go back to the game, that has won so many prizes and accolades. Yeah, because it is an amazing game.
My thing is, I'm not a fan of open world.
Okay.
I can get through open world games, but if it's one of the main features, like an Assassin's Creed or a GTA. That annoys me so much.
I like that. I like that you could go and run and do all kinds of stuff, but I don't like being online. That's another. I don't like being online. Open world online is so different, and because I like. Well, I'm like everybody else. I get frustrated when I get killed from some, little 10-year-old in their house playing, and I'm sitting there trying to win, for the life of me.
Yeah.
Roxy, you're cussing out the kids.
Hey, no. I'm like, does your mama know you're talking like that to me? It's actually a sad shame, but it's true. A lot of girl gamers, they get harassed pretty badly, and it's like. It's from the young to the old, harassing. And I'm like, really, again, does your mom know you're talking like that?
She probably does. He probably talks to her the same way.
Oh, you never know, right?
Shut up,
kids.
Karen. Make me some tater tots.
You never know with kids. So, yeah. And are you are a gamer in any...
I used to be a gamer in the sense that I enjoyed sports games.
Okay.
Like Madden and 2K, stuff like that. I do like the Call of Duty franchise. I have made my way through them, and I played some of the earlier ones. But it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm on a computer all day, so getting off of a computer to hop onto a different type of computer, some days is just... So I kind of step back, but if I find a good story, like the last game I was making my way through was The Last of Us 2.
Oh, okay.
I played the first one. I enjoyed it. The second one is good as well. I played I'm a PlayStation guy.
Oh,
So-
see, I'm an Xbox One girl.
Are you?
Yeah.
I had the Xbox One, but I never really. I was like, I only get one remote, and if I want to play with anybody, I gotta buy another remote.
You gotta buy it,
I'm gonna turn this on once.
Right.
Like, literally, I turned it on once, logged in, had a game load. I was like, all right, I'm done with this shit.
Oh,
and
no.
sold it.
But there's so much stuff you could, and I hate, I'm not going to say I hate to do this, but, shout out to Xbox One players and
Yeah.
PlayStation players or whatever, but
Oh, no,
there's
we're-
so much you could do with
Yeah,
that.
send us
though,
samples.
now. Right.
We wanna
Tell us
prototype
about new
one.
games.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the one thing about Xbox that was dope. Shortly before I got one, me and Larry worked for Time Warner, and they teach you all the features of all these gadgets, and they taught us that the Xbox, like you can run cable through. Well, at that point, when cable was still a thing,
Yeah.
you can run all your streaming and everything, your house, your Googles, like you can pretty much power your whole house
With your
with your
Xbox.
Xbox.
It's true,
and it's pretty dope. Like, but now PS5s probably have those functions too, and everything and anything.
I'm sure PS5. I mean, for how much it was as well.
Would you want? Oh, you said you're an Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not
Do you
gonna.
want the cheese grater?
At this point, I really want to go back to getting my old Sega. I want my I'm like an old school player. If I could have my Sega and my Super Nintendo, even just the regular Nintendo, I will be happy to play those again. Going higher and higher in game, it's like you said, you're so busy with other things.
Yeah.
Do you really want to waste, I say, time, on that? So,
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. But I don't know. I seem to be having some free time as of late, so I think I'm gonna dabble back into the games.
all right.
But I don't know. I don't think I want to make the investment into a newer system anytime soon.
All right. Well, there's so many amazing places here in Milwaukee that sell used systems, used games. I mean, not far from us too.
Huh?
What about them?
You're on FM.
Oh,
Oh.
well, we're not saying anything we're not supposed to yet. So, oh my goodness.
We were on FM for 10 minutes.
There
We're
you
off
go.
now.
Well, you know what? We still kept it PG. I'm pretty happy.
I'm glad we didn't go.
See-
Hopefully, I didn't drop any F-bombs between the beginning and now.
I don't think you did. And that's kind of funny because I was telling the guys, from the Burnham and OG show in the morning, I try not to swear with them, even in the morning time, in that little slot in the morning, 10, 11,
Yeah.
So I don't swear later. I
Yeah.
try not. Oh my gosh. It's like, I don't really like to swear anyway. I'm one of those people that's like, fiddlesticks,
Oh.
I guess that's stuff from the kids, you know? So, yeah, I try not to ever swear.
I cuss like a motherfucker. I'm just glad someone noticed before I had to get it out of me.
Goodness, yeah. Like you said, and I told you, a lot of stuff, like for your setup there, it has changed. So when you guys transition in less than a few minutes, you gotta just start with everything, you know?
Jamming away, and pretty much you have to have either a checklist in front of you or a checklist in the brain where you're like, all right, the check.
Yeah.
I gotta add the make sure we're not live to the list.
Right.
Oh man.
But so for people that are listening now and stuff, and I talked about this in the morning show as well. How can you hear us? How can you see us? Where are we streaming? Where are we live? Tell me about it.
Well, we are streaming. We are the online content at the Hidden Heart page. We will be transitioning to that, which is the unedited, explicit. Where you get the raw videos. Elle's got like a 5-minute elevator speech already prepared for this. But yeah, that's where you can find us. We're at www.1025mke.com. When we're there from 2 to 4 every single day, Monday through Friday.
All right.
We do stream on Facebook as well, so you can find us at the Facebook page. That's where the majority of people tune in. Where we can. That's the concept of radio you can watch. That we have here at the station. So we stream through there, but the topics sometimes get racier. We show videos that are, from big publications or whatever. We get dropped. But the best way to watch us is through the website, because it's a steady stream from here behind the board straight to the website. So that never gets interfered. That never lags. That never has any hiccups. So yeah, that's pretty much where. We also have the Method Lab chat room, where we post stuff that's going on in the building, stuff that's going on in the community, guests. We try to stay on top of it and share stuff from, Burnham and OG and, their guests and, funny things that they post, or if they have any events, going on, just like a community, share memes. We encourage people to upload content, or everything's through approval, obviously, but we don't have like some of these pages. I share our episode and a minute later, this infringes on our group, and if you do this again, we'll get you barred. I was like, okay, it's not that serious. Thanks for letting me know how you want shit to be uploaded.
Right. At least give me a professional way of talking to me. Yeah.
Don't get so riled up.
Well, that's a lot of people. A lot of people got their panties in a bunch right now. Let's just say on all kinds of levels, topics and everything. Is there an app that we can also download for the radio station or for this show?
We do have an app, but it goes through. What is that app?
Is it the
like
Radio 360 or something like that?
There we have it on through there, but there's another app there where you can look up the 102.5.
Okay.
But the easiest way is to just go to the website, say bookmark it, add it to your phone or your homepage, and it's always a direct link to the homepage. Yep. Or if you're around the city, then we also have the QR code that has been roaming around through the city.
Yeah, I saw them.
Scan that, pretty much turn on your camera and it pops up the link straight to the station.
Very awesome.
And then the reason that I suggest going straight to the website is because there's so many features to the website. It lets you pick. If you do the QR code, it shoots you straight to the radio feed or straight, But if you go through the 102.5 MKE, then that sits you at the home page, where if you want clean music, you can select it from there. If you want meal content, you can select it from there, or if you want the explicit stuff. And, it's a little bit more, it leaves you at the home page as opposed to already in one page. And if you're not really computer savvy or know exactly what you're doing, you might not know how to back out. And
okay. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you for educating me, because like I said, there's people that I talk to, and I'm like, hey, go here, do this here, and then they're like, oh, it's so complicated. I'm like, not really, but
Yeah, you pretty much just go, or you can go to our Facebook page. The links are there too. You go into the information and it's all there. You just literally click it and it shoots you. Everything's a click away.
Awesome.
Regardless which way you do it, it's a click away.
Awesome.
No.
Well, before that we got the sad news about DMX.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you know, it's crazy when people in general die. It's crazy, but you know, when a celebrity dies, you know, that's something of it's like a capsule of your life. Like it makes you reminisce when the reason why you're affected by their loss. You know, with DMX, it was pretty much around the time I met Larry. I was in high school. I was football. I was between my mom and grandma's house. Like it was just for me, it was just a crazy time. And you know, Larry introduced me to him because he had this magic box of CDs that because he was my roommate at the time, and I was like, oh shit. When this came out, I never was able to use it because mom was like the mom from fucking Waterboy and thought everything was the devil, you know. So she's rap music was gonna get me fucking murdered in the streets, you know. So I listened to it and I was like, oh shit, like I've always been a observer, so like the lyric, the storytelling, like that really intrigued me, you know. And then what was it? I think for my birthday, or Larry had it, or he got it for his birthday. Regardless, in the household we got the DMX autobiography, a book.
Oh, okay.
And he read it, and then he was like, "Here, bro, read this shit," because he knew that I was into the music. You know, so I read the book, and it was just like, wow, like it made the music make more sense based on his life events. You know, and he always was one of my favorites for that, for the being able to transcend life, you know, what life puts in front of you.
Right, right.
You know, and I think definitely just like many others that end up dying is like there's so much more that they could have given, you know, so much more, but that's why they say, you know, take advantage of what you got in front of you when you have it in front of you, because it's not promised.
Right.
You know?
Every day is a gift, and it can be snatched away as soon as you. I mean, I hate to say it, you know, and I say that a lot, but I don't get scared to live your life. Walk out that door and do what you got to do, you know.
Yeah.
So, but wow, yeah, DMX is also somebody like that for me. You know, I grew up listening to hip hop, R&B, and all that stuff, and a lot of Spanish music. Oh my gosh, like a lot, and yeah, hearing DMX was just like you know, whoa, you know, it just came and just got inside of you, and you wanted to dance and just get up there, you know, and I remember just seeing a little bit about him and his life too back in the day, and it's true. You said he brings like a humanity to being a celebrity. You know, you saw his struggles, you know, and he said it. I do what I do, and you know, and I do it. I get down on it, you know, and yeah, it's affected him and obviously people around him and his family and friends, and now he's not here, so it really has affected them more, so that he's lost to us, you know. So no more music, no more entertaining. I wish they would bring back VH1 Behind the Music, because right now, from the time that he was like big time to right now, I would like to hear what happened.
What happened? Yeah.
What sparked that?
A lot of old demons, you know. A lot of old demons. I think that's why. And he came out in the perfect era. He came out, you know, with Eminem and those types of where everything was extreme, but yet it was extreme in an example. You know, that's something that could be, and it truly is shit that people live through, you know. And I think that's why it resonates a lot, you know. It resonates a lot. And man, what do you do? You just, you know, you remember, you honor if that's what you're into, or, you know, and you never forget. If you did learn something, you know, appreciate the music. That's the good thing. At least he has a legacy that he left that he won't be forgotten. You know, some people come to this world and people don't even know that they ever existed. You know,
Right.
and if you're fine with that, then great. But if you're timid and you don't live life because you're afraid, and you never reach a potential or your potential, then you know that's got to be sad.
Right. That's why I wish like scientists, you know, and things like that, like people that are not football or celebrities, you know, or athletes or anything, I wish we knew more about these other people. You know, maybe they don't want to be in the spotlight, but, you know, how many people knew that a woman created the GPS system? You know, and I forget her name. I'm sorry. But, you know, there's so many things that we don't know about other people that left us with how we can use our phones and everything, women, men, across the board. And I'll know about a celebrity first, you know? So, hey, I can say, live your dreams, but you could still be that scientist or whatever, that doctor. You don't have to be somebody that's in the spotlight to make that money, or, you know.
And the crazy part is that, you know, it's good to remind kids that don't have, or people that don't have that influence or that reaffirmation. But for the most part, the people that actually go and do that, no one has to tell them. Like, they know it. And that's why they achieve such amazing feats, because they're willing to go through the turmoils and the long periods of, you know, doubt and trial and error. And, you know, because if somebody, you know, like, yeah, I can do that. Okay, then do it. You know, and they'll be like, oh, well, I can do it, so why would I do it now? I can do it later, you know.
Right,
like, so
right.
Those that really do create the ingenuity in this world are adamant and confident in their lunacy until they have a product or something that, you know, they're remembered by.
Right. I mean, come on, electricity. Do you
Yeah.
think, after seeing a candle, to think that this was going to come out of a pole with wires and
Right.
whatever, you know?
Right?
You
Or
know?
Not even now, it's wireless. Now you can get
Right.
it's like what the fuck?
Sure.
Like I bought a light bulb. I was telling the guys the other day, I was just geeking out over a fucking light bulb. Little $13 light bulb, Bluetooth light bulb.
Oh, okay.
And I can turn it on, turn it off. I can change colors. It goes sunlight, it goes daylight, bright light, white light, blue light, yellow. I was like, wow. To think that everything was by candle at some point.
Right, right.
Or not even candle, just some twigs or
Making a full fire,
anything
right?
that lights just to get by. It's like
Oh my gosh.
it's crazy. It's crazy that we are blessed to live in this era of technology. You know, because we saw a little bit of the old. We saw, I'm sure you've experienced the pinzas on the TV to change the color, the focus in it, trying to get the signal. Like, you know, that's stuff that I was born into, but at the same time, being from the hood and being poor, that's technology that kind of stuck around a lot longer than it should have, maybe.
When you had the big TV with the little TV on top
like,
of it.
damn, they made flat screen TVs? I was like, shit, I got a fucking TV that's in a fucking mueble with a record player. I was like, and I thought that shit was dope.
Hey, that's coming back though.
Yeah.
That is all the record players, and let me tell you, if everything was so bad back in the day, why is everything coming back in style? You know, those old school phones and the old school TVs, and you know, I think it's called mid-modern or something like that, or MCM or something. I thought it was mid-century modern. Everything is coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, the old decor, the old, you know. And
Right.
I'm good with that because, like, you know, I like the Sinatra era, like the 60s and 70s and noir, like furniture, buildings, and like just the design of that era is like top quality, just ingenuity, you know.
Right.
Like, I love that type of shit. So I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with it being trendy and now a sofa that probably cost you $60-$70 now is fucking a $2,500 sofa.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck?
Wela still has
Right?
that in
She
the
still
in the
has that.
patio, you know.
Like, Grandma, we're going to Ashley Furniture, getting you something brand new, and
Right.
I'm selling your couch.
And yep, for real, you get a whole new, brand new from that one. Or, you know, that's another thing that, you know, that I loved about like my abuela is she always had, and abuela's grandma, people, if you don't know, but she always had like a really cool, like, it was like, man, it's aluminum set with like a vinyl top. It was a table. Man, I always loved that thing. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be mine. I love this thing.
Grandma's couch was always the most comfortable couch. And it always had flowers for some reason. It was always brown flowers or some sort of wooden handle, you know, armrest.
Yeah, because you know what? I think like with Latino moms, they like that Victorian age
Yeah.
for some weird reason, and I'm
'Cause
like
they know
sitting
they
there.
gonna have a shit ton of kids and they're gonna be jumping off that shit.
Yeah, I mean, let me tell you, it was such a concept to go to my friend's house and they had 2 living rooms. I'm like, what do you mean
Right.
you got 2 living rooms? One living room they
Like,
don't
"Damn,
use
y'all
for
got room
nothing.
for living?" I was like, "We sleep. We pile up on the fucking floor."
Right, everybody's on a sofa or whatever, you know. And you got one living room that's only for guests and like
Right.
maybe holidays and stuff, and then you got one where everybody's like living on, sitting in and stuff, kind of like a family room type deal. And I'm just sitting here like, you got 2 living rooms?
Right.
That means you guys could afford double the furniture, you know?
Oh man.
I really do appreciate that Rat Pack time. I was actually talking about this with people. Wear what you're gonna wear. You know, I'm not judging you. Go down the street. If you want to walk around in a potato sack, that's awesome, whatever. But I just love that people dressed up. They took
Yeah.
pride in what they wore. They never left their house without, you know, their hair out of place. Or,
Yeah.
you know, the men too. They took real nice care, cleaned up, combed their hair, nice and
Ready for
slick
your
back.
day, regardless if you had nothing to do, you were ready for the day.
Right, right.
You know? And I think that, like you said, that's something. It's like with anything, like you keep certain things, but you start losing certain things. Like obviously, and then there's things you wish weren't in place then that are now not in place, but it's still. It's like you're never gonna get the perfect combination of
Right.
or how you want it, you know, because in those eras, you know, misogynistic ways were really predominant, and, you know, and women were in the kitchen, and you know,
Right.
those things like. The tradition of it has its place, you know, if it's a common agreement, but that over the top shit was kind of out of hand. But, you know, but you had dope furniture.
Yeah, I guess so. And dope clothes. I
Dope
mean,
clothes, you know.
yeah, because it's true. It's like I am a woman that prides myself in not wearing any makeup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I just wear. Sometimes I wear eye stuff, but I just wear like stuff to protect my lips,
Yeah.
and that's about it. I don't care for it. But back in the day, I mean, a woman wouldn't go to the grocery store without having like full war paint on, you know. And I can't even see that, you know. And men as well, you know, they couldn't be caught at the grocery store, you know. Maybe their
Shirt
wife
has
was
to be
pregnant.
starched to the max.
Right,
with a
right,
pinstripe
you know.
tie, just, you know, like I've pondered like once I get into a position where I'm like, all right, now I can select my wardrobe because this is the way I want to present my. Like, am I gonna be that guy, the suit guy, or am I still gonna be the sweat guy? You know, the sweatpants guy or the jean guy. I don't know. That's one of those awkward questions that you ask yourself, like where you find yourself looking out the window. It's like, damn, what would I do? You know, like it's like one of those repeating questions. I still don't know the fucking answer. 'Cause I would
That's so
love
funny.
to be a suit guy, but then it's a suit. You know, you
Right.
gotta sit there and
Yeah, take good
piece
care
that
of
shit
it.
together, dry cleaners, and all that shit. I don't know. I wore a suit when I got married, and hopefully when I die, and then
Tito.
anything in between is my mom will be happy.
There you go.
So you gotta dress for success. I was like, yeah, ma, I don't have a suit. Oh well, you better get one. I was like, oh my god, leave me alone. I do not want a suit.
Yeah, people think it's antiquated, that it's an old idea. But honestly, really, if you're trying to go to a job interview,
Yeah.
if you're meeting your partner's parents or family, dress nicely.
Yeah.
Dress, I mean, it's true, dress to impress. And, you know, that's another thing I tell people. When you are, like, in a business setting or, you know, marketing or anything, people see you first before they see the products.
Yeah.
You are the company.
Yeah.
So you dress nicely, take care of yourself, look good, clean up. They're going to see that and be like, oh, this person cares about their job or their company enough that they're clean, they look presentable.
Yeah.
You know, that's important. I think people don't understand. You know, as it's so sad, but as a society, people are always judging you anyway. It don't matter. But if you're going to look good, feel good, and act right and, you know, for yourself, anybody could look down on you all they want, but you know inside
And it-
you made a difference. It looking good, and people see you that way, and it changes
radiates.
minds.
It radiates, you know.
Right.
You feel different. Like me as a man, I feel different wearing shoes, sneaker shoes, like I am right now, or if I have on some dress shoes. It's a completely different person. Like you just feel different. Like everything, like how you approach. Obviously, you don't want to bust your shit because you got the slippery bottoms, you know. Like so, you're a little bit more cautious on your steps, but you know, it's a different feel. You know, I assume it's the same for a woman when you know you're in your regular day clothes as opposed to when you're going somewhere where you got to doll up. You know,
Right.
You know, so I don't know. I appreciate it. If I get the opportunity to do it, I like doing it, but I don't go out of my way to be spiffy, I guess. You
That's
know.
so funny. I love that word. I said to myself, so the first week that I was with the guys, and I didn't realize that I would be on the radio in the morning, and I kind of just wore. I love hats anyway. I'm still gonna wear one day, but I like wore a hat. You know, it's a little scruffy, you know. And then I was like, the next day, like the next time I was at work here, I was like pretty. I was more dialed up. I had my hair nice, and I'm like, I'm never gonna go on the radio looking crazy again. You know? So I'm always wearing dresses now and just trying to look good. What you don't see is literally at the bottom, I'm wearing the comfiest clogs because you
Right.
don't see my feet. So I could understand what he's saying about like the shoe stuff, you know, because women with heels, honey. I see Jurassic Park, as a matter of fact, the new one. That lady was running around with heels the whole damn time. I'm like,
We were talking shit about her when we were reviewing the movie, but she actually did do those scenes in heels.
oh yeah,
was
which
like,
more
holy
power
shit.
to her.
I was like, holy shit.
But
That's,
I can't walk from my house to the car with heels on without being like a baby lamb,
I
you know?
had some brand new fucking terrain New Balances, and I broke both my ankles.
Ay, Dios mío. See how that doesn't even matter, it seems.
Driest of days. Brand new shoes.
Oh my God. See, you should have. They say this when you get new shoes, and I believe this is meant for men too. You get new shoes, walk around your house with them for like a
Right.
day or two before you go out with them.
Yeah, you gotta get to learn them.
Right. Oh my God. So is there anything happening on the weekend, you know, around town or anything that you'd like to talk about? Or
Well, yeah, we could talk about. We actually, I think they're out there setting up the sound system for the event that we're gonna have here on Saturday.
Awesome.
So that, yeah, you might not get any sleep that day. I
Hey,
don't think anybody's gonna get some sleep that
It's-
day. 'cause
hey,
these walls are gonna be
right.
thumping. Thumping. So for those that you guys don't know that are out there, we do have El Hangueo, Noche de Hangueo, brought to you by Almil Records and Almil, and 102.5 here at the station. We are doing a reggaeton concert.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be, and for you guys that tuned in yesterday, you heard Eleazar say that he's got a special mix that he's trying to put up. So he's gonna be scratching a special collection of old school dembow, old school reggaeton, brand new stuff. It's gonna be for all our Latinos out there. If you guys want a good mix, I guarantee you ain't gonna find this shit at 7 Mile Fair. Like this shit's gonna be banging. It's gonna be exclusive. It's gonna have a little bit of everything. Like I myself am excited because I love Spanish music. I love reggaeton. You know, being Mexican and Honduran, reggaeton ain't really my ballpark. That should be my selection of music. You know, people are like, oh, you're Mexican. Oh, so you like regional? Nah, give me some old school salsa and I'm in heaven.
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
or you know, give me or like, oh, you're Honduran, so you like, you know, I don't know what the fuck they listen to in Honduras.
I
You know, I think they listen to what the fuck do they bachata and stuff like that. But my dad was more of a salsa and
Merengue.
merengue and cumbias. My dad
Oh,
loves
cumbias.
cumbias. For now, as we've gotten older, like I don't even think he's Honduran anymore. I think he's Mexican. You know? I think I was in conversation with him once, and he fucking referred to himself like us Mexicans. I was like, wait, you were born in Honduras. Like both of your parents are Honduran, born in Honduras. Like, what the fuck do you mean, us Mexicans? And he was like, oh yeah, I forgot.
That's awesome. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get absorbed into the family life, the culture. It just happens. You
Yeah.
get like I'm Puerto Rican. Like my family, my dad was from the island and my mom
Okay.
from here. But yeah, it's just I like regional Spanish, Mexican music.
Okay.
It's kind of like polka in Spanish.
Yeah.
I couldn't
like
get
the old
down to
stuff. I
that.
can get down with the old stuff with my uncles and being born in Cali. You know, like that was a big part of my upbringing. But you know, once we kind of separated away from the big family, both on my dad and my mom's side, and it became just us, you kind of transitioned into the more, you know, old school salsa, and which I love. I'm blessed too, because if I wouldn't have known salsa or like that type of music, like damn, I think I would be very lame.
Aww.
Very lame because the other music selection, you know, and it's just I don't know. I just really appreciate that music. You know?
That's really cool. Yeah, I grew up with that too. I grew up with salsa, merengue, cumbias, you know, just like I grew up with that stuff. I mean, Saturdays, my mom cleaning the house with that stuff at the top of the radio almost that it could go blowing speakers, just cleaning, and just, you know, giving it up, cleaning. And I'm
With
just
my
like,
mom, it was the romantic shit. She
yes.
always liked the Bookies and like those, like the Enrique Iglesias and like the old Juan Gabriels. And so I got that from her, the softer old school music, you know, and I enjoy that music as well. You know, so it's a good. My palette is not as, you know, like, oh, you say, well, what's your music palette? Hip hop, you know, your Whitneys, your Celine Dion's, or you know, like that's usually what makes people's mind is a little bit more all over the damn place.
right. And I love these days Celine Dion's because it wasn't until like later on that I was like, oh, hey, I could listen to this chick too,
Yeah.
you know, because I was telling the gentleman that's doing the graphics for the boombox that we're gonna have for the
Great.
summer, and yeah, I just like I listen to so much R&B and hip hop and rap, like hardcore for the 90s, you know, and I listened to all that when I was living at home in Chicago.
Okay.
And then as I got older, I was like, wait a minute, I kind of like Ace of Base.
Yeah.
You know, I like this one, that one, or the other, all the 90s music that was so different.
Yeah.
And then when I moved away, I was able to, like, I've been here for 15 years now in Milwaukee, or Wisconsin, excuse me. And I was able to get away from my friends and kind of expand my mind. Like your dad got away from his family, you know, and people kind of hold you to, you know, they want you to fit in their kind of box, you know? So I moved away and it was just like, oh, I love bluegrass and I love folk and I love music from like everywhere. I listen to like Greek music and like Polish hip hop, which I don't know what the heck they're saying.
My mom's thing was Yanni.
Ándale.
Yanni and classical music.
Mira,
like
ándale.
when my kids were little, when my brothers and my sister were little, you know, she started assimilating, because my mom was she came here when she was 14 to California. So she had me when she was 16, 15, 16. So she was a teenager while I was growing up. So, you know, once they started, so she got into that Einstein, you know, that in like late 90s when sharper image was a cool thing, you
Right.
know, like she would fall into those trends being Hispanic, which was weird because it's not full bore like, you know, like Karen would get into it and be like, oh, we're going to sharper image. I want the little bird that teeters on its
Right.
nose and, you know, the balls that just go back and forth, all that stupid little Zen shit that they sell in the airport.
Yeah, the
magazines.
little rake with the, you
Yeah.
know, in the sand.
So she would do that in a way with classical music. So we would listen to Bach, we would listen to Beethoven, we would listen to, you know, all of the classics. And she would get like the fucking 13 disc set, you know. So I'd sit there and fucking listen to those 13, you know, some good sleep.
That's awesome.
Good
That's
stuff.
awesome. It wasn't until, yeah, like, again, maybe when I was like a teenager, when I would kind of say, hey, I like this kind of music. It's
Yeah.
different. And I started kind of listening to that a little bit, but it was always in secret. Like, nobody really knew that I liked classical music, you know, and plays and musical stuff. You can't tell your friends that in the hood, you know? They're like, what's she on, you
and
know?
it was weird because not in the shit, the fucking another shot to Larry. Like, not until I met Larry, like, I knew that people actually were into more shit. Like, oh, well, what do you like? Like, I was assuming he was like, well, I like hip hop, and this is where I was like, no, check this out. And he would fucking give me like a Sting a song from Sting or like something just completely off.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I've heard this before on the radio or at some old timer's house or something like that, but I never knew that this was actual music, you know. So the catalog started opening up, you know, rock, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know fucking Guns N' Roses existed until my dad bought a tower radio speaker from some crackhead or something. You know, he was like, "Hey, look, I paid $100 for this." It was like a fucking 12 speakers set, but it had a box of CDs, and it had Guns N' Roses, Sting, The Police, Michael Jackson. Like it had a whole bunch of this music that, unless it was like a hit that was on the radio or I just happened to hear, you know, on my everyday travels, like it was music that I never even knew that existed.
Right. You weren't going out of your way to hear it.
Yeah. I think there was Rage Against the Machine in there. There was just a
Very
whole
cool.
bunch of good music that kids that I went to school with had on the daily because their parents would, you know, or they themselves would save up, but that was never a thing. My thing was like, all right, well, we're going to the junkyard today. You know, that's like my thing to keep up wasn't Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, none of that shit. Mine was like, oh shit, the new cards came out at the
lot over here. Let's go.
So let's go. Look, Pops, there's the new Cavalier. We got a Cavalier we got to fix. Let's go before people, you know, pick it dry. Like that was my life.
Well, that's awesome because you learned how to do stuff with your hands. You know, you got crafty and, you know, heck, you learn how to do something with a wrench or screwdriver. You should be home free, you know.
Oh, yeah,
You should at least know some things.
I really do count my blessings that, you know, I was able to, even though it was very boring and a lot of work and a lot of, you know, time around metal but just the skill set to be able to look at something and be like, okay, I might not know how to do shit, you know, to the level of like, you know, L, who's a master mechanic and knows how to do, you know, but you put me next to him and if I have to figure it out, I can at least figure it out. You know, it might take me longer, but there's some people out there that no saben nada. They can't change a tire. They can't fucking screw a screw into the wall. Like, and often like when I see shit, I'm like, damn, how the fuck do I know how to do this? Like, how do I have at least the basics to get started? I was like, it's just mine. Like, have I done this before? Have I seen somebody do this before? Or is it the Mexican in me? I'm just mechanically inclined to be able to just figure shit out. Right. You know, not necessarily that it's just a Mexican trait, but
yes.
take pride on
Right.
you know, being that way.
It's funny that you would say that because, like, so my guy's a white guy, you know, and he's an artist, full artist. So, yes, he could nail and do some stuff, but honey, he knows his limits. He does, because he grew up with a paintbrush in his hand and, you know, colored pencils. He did not grow up with a screwdriver in his hand. So there is some times where it's like, mama has to come in there and, you know, I'm the finagler. I'm the one that messes with stuff.
It's like the one thing I don't do is electric, though.
Oh, no, honey. You leave that to the professionals.
But even going to the circuit breaker and just cutting them motherfuckers off, I get nervous. Like I don't know, man. I ain't trying to go for that ride.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the memes where they're like, go for professional, and it's like a shoe print of somebody burnt up.
What actually did it for me was Home Improvement. Seeing fucking Tim Allen get fucking electrocuted all the fucking time.
Yeah, he's falling out and he comes back with everything all burnt and cooking.
And I've been electrocuted a few times.
I have too, but over stupid
small
stuff.
Ones, yeah, like, oh shit, touched the wire or somehow, you know, working with my pops. But besides that, oh shit, I've never had a really bad electrical experience. Some people have.
Yeah, but it doesn't take that much, honey. It does not. It just takes that little zip to know that you just
like,
know.
I don't want to feel that again. I don't want to feel that again. And if I do, it's gonna be on purpose.
Right. You know, some freaky stuff, you know. But no, I did this a few times, and I don't know. When I was younger, I came out of the washroom, and we had a radio, and we sit on top of the toilet thing, and yeah, the toilet tank. And then I would come out and I'm all dry. Your hands keep moisture. Wet, I'm like, oh, yeah. And my hand was like jacked up for like a day. I was like, yeah, no more. And then I did it another time, like later. And I'm like, I should have learned from the first time.
Yeah, no, we used to be the fucking idiots that would go to Spencer's Gift or at the mall and get those stupid ass drinking games that they used to have, or they still have, where everybody gets a control and you zap yourself. Like, oh, I'm cool. I'm just gonna sit there till the batteries die, type shit. Like, you fucking idiot.
Oh man.
To be young.
Yes,
be
yes.
young and dumb again.
We were talking about this just earlier or whatever, people to steal pens. I used to have a pen. I used to work in a machine shop with, it was like 90% men.
Yeah.
And they would run around and just steal your pen when we're doing our like checks and stuff like that for QC. And finally one day I was just like, oh my God. I took and got an electric shock pen.
Oh shit.
I messed some people up. They were like, oh hell, and they just throw the pen back like, don't go by Roxy's station, her stuff will mess you up.
Yeah.
Hey, they never took my pen again.
Man, it's funny, those little stupid trinkets that bring you nostalgia. For me, it was the pens where you would tilt them and like the little car would move. Or, I was like, I still to this day, you give me one, I'll be entertained for at least half an hour. Like, wow, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like Spencer's back in the day, that was a fun store. Like they just knew how to get you with just a bunch of that was the fidget spinners of our time, you know?
Random ass shit. Just ridiculous shit. Like now you can get like same shit, stupid ass shit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit different.
A little more racy,
A little more
I think, on
racy.
some
Yeah, they
things.
try to go for their toy selection increased, and their now they push a lot of well, they always had a selection of like for green friendly people, but now it's like just like novelty items, like pot leaf cupcake trays, and,
Right.
know.
And ice tins and yeah.
And their fucking over 30 or their birthday selection grew, with the blow up penises and the blow up boobs and
Right. Cause let me tell you, when I was a little young, I used to walk in there and be like, and it's a little, I'm not kidding. You remember it was literally like
It's just
half
that
a
one
wall.
aisle. Yeah,
half a wall, if that.
Yeah.
Now it's like half the
You
store.
you would walk down 3 aisles just to walk through it real quick.
Right.
Glance over and then like, oh, do you need help?
Right.
No, I'm good.
And then it's half the store now.
Yeah.
And then like we said, half the store, and then like one little lane of like through the store of like birthday over the hill.
Yeah.
And then it's almost all pot stuff.
Yep.
And then in the front when you first walk in, because they have to show what's presentable, is nothing but t-shirts and like pop culture stuff.
Yeah.
So
And they're so over the top with it too. Like I remember when pop culture stuff was like vintage, or it was like
it was scarce.
You really had to be into it to really look for it and find it. Now it's like this is all we have. Like motherfuckers be buying shit that I never even seen that. Like a Wonder Years T-shirt, or the Sandlot T-shirt.
Right.
Like you don't even know
Who that
You don't
is.
even know who the Bambino is. Like how are you gonna wear a shirt about with the Sandlot and you don't even know who the Bambino is?
Well, my thing that I got from like, it was a Christmas t-shirt from here in the mall over here, and it was Spencer's, and they had the window, and it was like a mannequin, and it was like a dude, and it said, I shaved my balls for this.
Uh-huh.
It's a t-shirt. It was white with red letters, and it was a Christmas shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? They're going to leave that right there in front of where everybody's walking by, and, that's why people don't bring their kids in there.
Yeah.
And it's on the window.
Yeah. I still go in there. I don't go to the mall often, and plus they never carry my size. That's the one thing too. It's just with those novelty shirts, it's usually it's a small guy's game, or a short person's game. You never get.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of with you on that too. It's like once you go plus for certain things for like women, you gotta go on our website.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me just tell you, us people that are thick and full figured, we want to buy that shit right now in the store, just like y'all.
Go make $15 more than you make from the little people, so why not have it?
Right. Sew that shit together.
Right. Yeah.
So, yep.
It is, I guess. for me, it's difficult because I'm big and tall. So I need to have something with length as well as, size. So it's really to find something that fits me well for multiple washes is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, that's what I tell people now. Even my thin and lovely lean people, I tell them all the time, everybody, don't dry your clothes.
Yeah.
Don't dry them. You dry them, you're basically knowing you have to go and buy more clothes. Like if you can throw them like in a delicate, like low or like no air, just air, no heat, do that. But you should see my house. Dude, when I do laundry, it looks like a washing, like a washer lady lives there because I have all my clothes hanging up. I have racks. I don't even want to dry my underwear and socks. That's how crazy.
Really?
Clothes shrink.
Yeah.
Clothes shrink. It don't even make sense. Kids' clothes is the worst,
I
too.
love a small sock, though. It has to be nice and tight. If not, then it's going in the garbage.
Yeah, anything that's like wango and loose and just falling down, you're just like, yeah, you.
Unless that's the look you're going for, it's like, nah, buddy. Your time is up. Thank you for your service.
Right, Tito. I have so many. I have like 2 pairs of socks like that I love them so much. I haven't been able to find them. I wore them when I was pregnant with my little one, so I haven't got rid of them.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, if it was just like a plain white sock,
Yeah.
pa fuera, garbage.
We're going to wipe down some counters.